Hello guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you're well, trusting you're well and you're having a fantastic day or evening. I am well, thank you. I'm doing better by the day, so I'm giving God praise and thanks for that. Today I was just sitting on my bed and I was thinking about menopause, the big M, menopause. I know when we hear menopause, we think, oh, probably those are for big women or women in their 50s or 60s, but before you know it, you might be experiencing perimenopause and you're not even aware of it, because I myself, I was having perimenopausal symptoms and I was not aware of it. So I thought this is a good topic to bring to you guys and to see what you think. And for some of you who might be listening or might be watching or following me, if you look at this, then you might be able to recognize some of the symptoms if you're of that age, or somebody you might know might be of that age, and then you can re-educate or inform them of what you found out and what they're experiencing as a result of that. So menopause, generally, just let me say what's menopause. Menopause is when a woman stops having periods. You just stop having period. That's it. Menopause, you stop having periods. Perimenopause is like the transitional phase that occurs when you're approaching menopause. So you're not there yet, but you're making your way towards, you're transitioning from childbearing to the age of stop having a period. So it's marking the end of your childbearing or the reproductive age. So it's the process where you're approaching menopause, but you're not quite there. And that happens because your ovaries gradually, which is part of the reproductive organs, gradually stops to function, and that now brings about changing in hormone levels, because your ovaries is what produces the eggs for fertilization and stuff for you when you're making children. So once your ovaries gradually stops to produce, or it begins stopping producing eggs, or reducing function, then your hormone levels start to drop, because it goes from estrogen and progesterone. So it balances out for the time when you can be pregnant and the time when you can't be pregnant. So once the ovaries is not functioning or is reducing its function, then you are in the perimenopausal phase. And this can begin, ladies and gentlemen, you might be surprised, but this can begin as early as the age of 30. But in extreme cases, tongue-tied, in extreme cases, it can occur even in the late 20s. So no one can count themselves out. So if you're in 30s, you might be experiencing perimenopause, but it can start from the age of 30. But usually normal, the average time is between age 40 and 44. That's when you begin having perimenopausal symptoms. And shall I tell you a bit of the symptoms? The symptoms, there are a variety of symptoms for perimenopause, menopause, and it starts with things like hot flushes, when your body starts to get hot suddenly and then it gets back to normal. Hot flushes, night sweats, difficulty sleeping, low mood, reduced sex drives or reduced libido, memory problems or concentration problems such as brain fog. I have that a lot. So sometimes I'm speaking and I've got to say like, or you know, this type of stuff, because my concentration level is not great and I've forgotten what is supposed to come next. Some people put it down to probably you having memory loss, or you having dementia or something, but that is just one of the symptoms of perimenopause. Also palpitations. Palpitations also another symptoms. Anxiety, also one of the biggest things that a lot of people experience is abnormal bleeding patterns or abnormal periods, because you start bleeding very heavy. If you're not bleeding very heavy, your period starts to come irregular. They might be, normally it might be every 30 days, every 26 days, 28 days, but now it's coming every 20 days. It might go for longer period and heavier, so you can't predict. If you said, oh, I only had my period already this month and now it's back again, but that is one of the most common symptom of perimenopause or approaching menopause stage. Also headache or migraine. I remember I used to have, as every single day, I used to have headaches coming on like after 1 in the afternoon. I also laugh sometimes because I tell myself probably I had a brain tumor or something like that. But then one of my colleagues says, "Mia, you at that age?" And I'm like, yeah. She said, "Oh, I've been having that," and I used to think the same. But then when I went to my GP and spoke to them, and once I started having hormonal therapy, it stopped. I'm like, okay, well, probably that's it. So I wasn't that worried again about having these headaches, that I've had a brain tumor or something is wrong with me. Also, the palpitation and anxiety. Anxiety comes in. A lot of people experience anxiety, and it is, you doesn't even know where it comes from, because you suddenly feel anxious, palpitating, but you think before you never had these symptoms, so you want to know what's going on. But yeah, those are a lot of the symptoms of menopause, perimenopause. And I'm going to go into a bit of these symptoms in depth later on. I'm going to do it bit by bit so I don't overburden you with information or so. But for those of you interested, just stay tuned, keep looking, because I'm going to be bringing out or talking about the symptoms of this, because many of these symptoms, quite a lot of them, I myself experience. And like I said, it seems to be something like, if there's a condition, I will have it. If menopause, I have all the symptoms of menopause. Some people have none. So that's the thing, but I will talk to you more about that. And this menopause, it can have, you can actually start experiencing it for many years. These symptoms can start for the age of like 42. And I have been, when I look back, after I had my son 41, I looked back, like not long after, I started waking up wet, very wet. The bed is wet. I can't sleep back there. And I was wondering what's going on with me. I never even thought that I was in this perimenopausal stage. So that's about 10 years now I've been having these symptoms. Don't try to guess my age. And yeah, and as a result of this, it can impact menopause. Perimenopause can impact on your daily life, your family life, your work life, as well as your social life, because anxiety, depression, bleeding, all these things, when it happens, you can't cope with it, and you have to put these things aside, or you don't feel like doing stuff because of how you're feeling. So it has a big impact on your daily life. So it's something that we need to be paying attention to. The next time I'll tell you about what you can do, or how to go about tackling these symptoms of menopause if you're experiencing it, or if you're about to get to that age, so that when it comes to the time, you know what to expect and you know how to handle it. I know it's quite a vast topic, and I am just giving you insights on it, but there's loads of articles you can read. Speak to your doctor, speak to your gynecologist. They will give you information, but this is just me making things simple and in a little nugget rather than a big session or training, because we can speak about this all day. But this is my little information, little nugget for you about menopause and how it can affect us and what to expect. So stay tuned, guys. Like, share my channel, subscribe if you're on YouTube at Lady Shelon, and I will come to you with how we manage these symptoms when we experience them, or what we can do, what is advisable. So stay tuned. Love you. Take care. God bless.